5 reasons why your team is drowning in mundane, repetitive tasks and what you can do about it. Reason 1. You haven't optimized for client value. Bloated processes that include tasks that were added for a good reason at the time can no longer serve your clients or your business. And sometimes the best intentions can lead to a whole bunch of meaningless tasks. Let's work out what matters in adding value to our clients and get rid of the rest. For this problem, I recommend dissecting the work into 3 buckets. Bucket 1, value-added activities, defined as activities that customers are willing to pay for. An activity that transforms the form, feature, feeling, or function of your deliverable. Bucket 2, business value-added activities. Customers aren't willing to pay for these, but they are necessary to run your business, like invoicing or legal things. And bucket 3, non-value added activities. They only add cost and time. Once you've categorized each task through the lens of customer willingness to pay, you can then take action based on their classification. For the value added ones, look to optimize and standardize. These are the activities to focus on. These are the ones that make a difference to your business success. For the business value-added activities, question and reduce. Perhaps automate them or delegate them. And the non-value-added ones, eliminate them entirely. These are the true time wasters. This technique is part of what is known as lean process improvement and started life in manufacturing. Reason 2, you have lost sight of process purpose. A process only exists to transform some inputs into a new desired output. That output has a purpose, a goal, a reason you want to spend effort performing the transformation. Over time, you can end up with processes that people follow, but no one knows why. Do each of your processes have a clear objective, which aligns with the goals of your business? For this problem, you need to run a review. Look at each of the processes that house your task and define the why does this exist for each one. What's the goal or objective of that process? Does it honestly still achieve that? Are there steps or tasks that don't contribute to that primary purpose that can just be deleted? Can the entire process be deleted? Reason 3, you haven't fully embraced automation. Most of us get that automation is a good idea, and there are very few businesses that do no automation. The most common problem I see isn't lack of want, it's knowing what to automate and how to do it. Automation relies on clarity. It relies on exact instructions. So things that can be automated are anything where the output is, or can be, well defined, and the computer has, or could have, all of the inputs. Identify all the tasks that meet these criteria, and that's your automation list. So here's what I recommend. Brainstorm to create a list of your potential automations. Keep a tally of how often and how long these tasks are executed across, say, a week. Then determine how complex they will be to automate. A good rule of thumb is easy if the task lives within one application and the functionality is built in and the computer has all the input, to very hard if it's across multiple apps, the computer doesn't have all the inputs. Now plot the ideas on a 4x4 matrix. Time drain, high to low, complexity, high to low. This will help you prioritize where to take action. Before you start doing, make sure you define when X happens, Y should happen automatically, to be crystal clear about what you want. Nothing worse than automating the wrong thing. The ones that live within a single app, you can probably just Google how do I automate such and such in such and such an app and just implement them. Where you need automations between apps, investing a little effort in a low-code platform like Zapier or Make.com are really well worth it. If you want more complex automations, perhaps you want multiple trigger points, that you want the automation to do different things for different scenarios, let's say, I would say look to hire someone. These things can get out of control quickly if you don't know what you're doing. But the first thing that Hire will ask for is a process definition for each one, and you'll be ready with that. And once all your automations are set up, test, and refine. Do not close the book until this last chapter. Reason 4, your teams are not talking. A lot of companies I work with realise that a lot of the annoying, I wish we didn't have to do this tasks are actually not needed when they all sit in a room together. The reasons these tasks were requested in the first place has perhaps become redundant. The solution: get teams to review the bits they do for each other. Get each team to take a journey downstream and discuss what they do once the work lands on their plate, which aspects of the previous team's work do they use, which bits are very important to them. These upstream, downstream chats can lead to a whole bunch of tasks that could just be cut, and often a bunch of tweaks to improve those that should stay. And this is an exercise that should be left as a repeated task. How will you ensure ongoing feedback to each other? And finally, reason 5, you haven't standardized where you can. Some repeatable things can't be fully automated. They require specific human input. These are usually the interim outputs of the goals that you hire your staff to achieve, like proposals on their way to win clients, or project briefs on their way to make improvements to your business, or internal communications on their way to improving how your teams operate. The output isn't exactly the same each time, and the computer doesn't have all of the input information. Here, we want to standardize all the bits that can be, so your staff can focus brain power on the bits that add value, rather than faffy bits like formatting. Templates, checklists, and custom GPTs for this one. Checklists are great for creating autopilot processes that result in high quality. Templates too. Custom GPTs might be new to you or might not. These are brilliant. You can template or standardize, but still leave room for human creative input. If you haven't heard of them, definitely worth checking out. Basically, you can create your own little program using human language rather than coding. So for things like writing a proposal, you could program a bunch of questions the salesperson has to answer, give the computer a template to complete, and it will give it back to you for editing. Same for a project brief. Or you could create one where a person can describe a process and the computer could document it for you in a standardized way. Maybe I'll do a video on making custom GPTs. Let me know in the comments if you would like one. All of these strategies will help you reduce those mundane, repeatable tasks, which will not only save you time, you will improve employee satisfaction, morale, and therefore effort, and better align with the needs of your customers. I'm Rebecca. I help businesses eliminate mundane tasks, as well as reduce errors, reduce turnaround times, improve employee morale, create operational visibility, and address quality issues by optimizing their operations, which ultimately leads to more profit. Please hit subscribe if you want more strategies for tackling these issues. Have a wonderful day.